Hi guys, Sticky here. Today I want to talk with you about what I will play in PoE2. I will probably play an accuracy stacking Invoker Flicker Strike. Now into the details. Why Monk? Why Invoker? And etc. Why Monk? I personally like playing melee, but I don't want a slow heavy hitting one with like slam skills. I rather play fast, softer hitting ones where you can get out of danger very easily. This is what I mostly play in PoE1. In PoE1 I also mostly play Flicker Strike. This is the reason why I want to try to make it work in PoE2. And from what I hear, Monk is mostly what I want to look for. An agile melee attacker. Then why Invoker? Let's look at the ascendancy and then say why Invoker. Acolyte of Chayula is the first one, which has mana leech is instant and you cannot recharge energy shield, but mana leech is also not instead also energy shield. Meaning we have fixed mana and we have a lot of sustain that way. And Chayula's gift also sounds nice with double chaos resistance and plus 10% maximum chaos resistance. If it's the same as in PoE1, chaos damage will go through our energy shield, and plus 10 maximum chaos resistance makes it really interesting to have energy shield as your main defensive layer. We don't know what this one does yet, but we know number 4, which is Walking Dream, which grants Into the Breach. From how I remember the endgame reveal, Into the Breach scatters buffs around, a blue, green, and a red one. If you collect the blue one, you get mana. If you collect the red one, you will probably gain life, and if you collect the green one, damage. Color could be changed, but red and blue for me sounds like mana and health, and green one is the only one left. We don't know the next node. We have this one here, Embrace the Darkness, which gives you darkness instead of spirit. Spirit is what we will use to reserve auras. You will have 100 maximum and then 5 per level, and if you get damaged to life or energy shield, you instead lose 1 darkness. The darkness reservation lasts for 10 seconds. Now the big question is if it's separate for each instance you lost darkness, or you have to don't take damage for 10 seconds to fully recharge it. If it's the latter one, it's probably okay-ish in boss fights if you are good at dodging, but while mapping it won't be that useful. You basically just have at level 100 600 extra life in your map, and we don't know this one back here, but number 5 is we get extra chaos damage per unreserved darkness, meaning at level 100 we will have 600 darkness. This is exactly 50% damage as extra chaos, which is a huge damage increase, but only as long as we don't get hit. Invoker, the other ascendancy that we know of already, which will be in early access, but later there will be a third one, which has number 1 is Meditate, which is a channel and then doubles your energy shield, which will be very nice at the start of the maps to have a way bigger energy shield pool. May be useful at the start of boss fights before the fight actually starts, if there's like for example, like in maps in PoE1 where there's a door or portal or whatever to go into the boss arena where you channel before entering. That could be interesting, but probably mid-combat not as useful. Maybe possible while mapping, depending on how long the channel actually is. Then we know of I'm the Blizzard and I'm the Thunder already, which both give damage as extra either cold or lightning. And then on freezing enemies, create chill ground, or 25% chance on shocking enemies to create shock ground. Either double dipping our defenses with defensive aspect of chill, or double dipping our offensive aspect when shocking, because shock ground increase the damage they take, and if the enemies is shocked are shocked, they will also take increased damage. If they don't overlap, it would basically be elemental proliferation, kinda, not really, but kinda, depending on also how long they last and everything. Jonathan said, if I remember correctly, Jonathan said in the endgame reveal you can choose between one of those. Sounded like, to me, like you can take both. Would be interesting. I personally wouldn't take both most of the time anyway. But yeah. Behind I'm the Blizzard or I'm the Thunder is And I Shall Rage, which gives Unbound Avatar. We know that from a Warden in PoE1 already, which is an active skill for a short period, which gives you more elemental damage. I personally don't like pressing many buttons, so I don't know if I will take that. It will probably be very, very strong. We will see. What sounds really interesting to me is, and then scatter them with winds. Grant us elemental expression, and it will get triggered on melee crit. We don't know, sadly, what the no before that one is, but it will probably either be a kind of elemental damage or crit chance or something that synergizes with Gather Winds, and we don't know those top two here. Neither that one, but since in PoE1 dying is way more punishing, where you get kicked out of your map and you can't re-enter or lose the boss fight and stuff like that. I will probably skill for sure I'm the Blizzard, and then look what else is there, because cold damage, if it's the same as in PoE1, sounds way more defensive as lightning damage, and we hopefully have enough damage anyway, so we mostly have to focus on our defensives. So that's why I want to go with cold damage. Flickers, now we take a look at Flicker Strike itself. It is way slower as in PoE1, because in PoE1 it has 120% of our attack speed, in PoE2 only 50. Maybe that will scale with level, because he is only level 13. But I personally don't think so. Also, it got changed quite a bit compared to PoE1. It now reads teleport to an enemy and strike them. Consumes power charges to perform additional teleporting strikes on nearby enemies. Teleport and strike 3 additional times per power charge with 285% more attack speed. Cannot gain power charges while using this skill. For me, it sounds like it reads like you just can't. Maybe this is a crap ton of copium, but maybe it just means Flicker Strike itself can generate the power charges. Maybe if we have some triggers that will grant us power charges somehow, this will work. But I personally don't think so, else they would have probably written Flicker Strike can generate power charges, or the skill can generate power charges, something like that. Which means we have to find another way to generate our power charges. Maybe we don't. And the reason for that is, from the notes that got leaked already, we know of this one, which is one with the storm. It reads quarterstaff skills that consume power charges count as consuming an additional power charge. Maybe this will mean Flicker Strike always counts as consuming one, or, which could also be the case, is if we consume any, like 1 or 5 or 10, whatever, it count as consuming 1 additional. So what I mean is it just doesn't increase 0 to 1, but everything above 0 to +1. If it's the latter one, it's still a good node, but not as strong as I hope. We will see once the game is out. If we have to generate power charges, and this just counts as 1 additional, if we consume any, my way would probably be with siphoning strike. Siphoning strike reads: dash to our target, strike them with your quarterstaff. If the target is shocked, consume this shock to release lightning shockwave around the target and grant you a power charge. Meaning we should or have to mostly play lightning flicker strike to shock the enemies in the first place, and once we shock some enemies, we will then siphoning strike each of them, getting power charges, and then flicker again, shocking them again because shock is removed, and this will be our gameplay loop. Maybe it works if siphoning strike itself shocks and then instantly consumes the shock. This would mean we could play cold flicker strike but lightning siphoning strike, which would be pretty interesting if it works that way, but I don't think so. We have to play generator and spender. There are some known nodes already when it comes to power charge generation. One node is this one, lust for power, gives us +1 max power charges, which is something we already want, and then +10% chance to grant all power charges instead of just 1, making our gameplay loop way smoother with flickering a lot and having to cast siphoning strike less. Another one would be a harmonic generator. When you shock a chilled enemy, you have a 20% chance to generate a power charge. This would mean, but we can't gain power charges by flickering. Else, I would have said we play lightning flicker, consume the shock with our code siphoning strike, which chills the enemy, and use flicker again to get some with harmonic generator. Probably won't work. So we have to see how it will work. How we generate power charges and how everything will work if it comes just to power charges, we will see. But why did I say accuracy stacking? The reason for that is we have first finesse, which is the least powerful of our accuracy stacking nodes, which gives us 10% accuracy, which is kind of nice, and gain accuracy equal to our intelligence. And if we look to flicker strike already needs 66 int, meaning we have at least 66. Accuracy plus 10%, which is 72.6. Yeah. Which isn't a lot, but maybe enough for the very early game. The next reason why we want to go accuracy stacking is this node down here, which isn't that much of a travel from up here, where we want to go anyway because our +1 count as +1 power charge use, which gives attack speed per accuracy rating. And we want to go fast with flicker strike, or at least I want to go fast with flicker strike. The faster the better. It just gives a lot of attack speed. And to combine with Falcon Dive, you can also get Falcon Technique, which gives us attack speed per dexterity, and dexterity also gives accuracy. So we have our baseline of, let's say, 100 int for all our support gems and everything, and then just stack dexterity to get accuracy, to get attack speed from Falcon Technique, and get attack speed from Falcon Dive. And we also want to go, remember, we also want to go crit, because elemental expression. There could be a node which could work, which also gives accuracy equal to our crit chance, but it's worded in such a way that I don't think it will work. Which is, I think this one? Yes, pinpoint shot. Attacks gain increased accuracy rating equal to the critical hit chance. Since we don't know, what do I say? Since this gives the accuracy to attacks and not to our character, it probably won't work. Maybe, but I don't think so, to be honest. So this one is 99% out. But if you want to go dex or accuracy stacking, we want to get down here anyway, because down here is polymathy. 10% increased attributes, which gives us more dexterity, more accuracy, double dipping, and increased attack speed, but also giving us more int or increased int, also increasing our accuracy, basically triple dipping here. And there was some spaghettification somewhere, but I don't know where in the tree it is. Spaghettification, where are you? Here space, this is the wrong one. Where spaghettification? From what we know. Up here. We will travel to here anyway. Maybe we can go here. Those look like crit nodes. Maybe here. This is probably a chaos node because this spaghettification also is something with chaos. But reduce chaos resistance, increase chaos damage. Two stats we don't know. Don't want. Increased movement speed is okay. Reduced light radius is a okayish downside, but 7% increased attributes. If it would be just reduced light radius, increased attributes, increased movement speed, it would be okay, but the chaos stuff is something we don't want. This is probably also chaos stuff we don't want. I don't know if we will travel to up here. So this is my plan for PoE1. Before we get Flicker Strike, I have no clue yet and what to play. Maybe we will also use Killing Palm. Killing Palms also sounds nice. It has Culling Strike, and if it kills an enemy, it grants a power charge. Maybe we can use that one instead of Siphoning Strike. Maybe we use all three skills. I don't know yet. I know how my early tree will look from what is leaked already. It is those two small nodes here, which gives us flat evasion, flat energy shield. Then two more of those. This is movement speed, evasion, energy shield, dex and int. Both something we want. Movement speed is really nice. We will also play with evasion, energy shield, both good. And then either Mystic Stance for faster energy shield recharge and increased stun threshold as long as we have energy shield, or as long as we are at full life, which is why we have energy shield. Or Essence of the Mountain, which gives damage as extra cold and increased freeze build-up. Then we will go up here to fix our low level accuracy. Sorry. We will go down here for Shimmering, which gives us movement speed, where we have energy shield going faster, walking faster is going faster through the campaign, reaching endgame faster, and so on. And if increased energy shield recovery rate, if you haven't been hit recently, it's also a nice amount of sustain. And the node in the middle here, in material, gives us increased evasion if energy shield recharge has started in the past 2 seconds, and general increased evasion while we have energy shield. This node here, we will probably don't take early on, later for sure. This one is increased mana leech and 2% mana kill. Could be nice if this is like 0.5% of damage leech as mana. If this is not a leech node, or the one behind here, behind it here, doesn't give us base leech, this will be probably useless. Because we have a mana flask and just 2% mana on kill isn't enough for my taste. This one here is 15% increased crit damage. We will probably skill this one here. We will go to this swirl with increased elemental damage. This looks like a cold cluster. And this looks like a lightning cluster. So depending on which damage type we want to go, you can choose. It's very nice that they're close together. Then this we don't know. This is the one which gives us power charges when shocking a chilled enemy. Could be useful. We will see. Up here, this one is cold pen. This is probably lightning pen. So we will most likely take it because this is increased elemental ailment duration and increased chill and shock. Both nice, no matter what damage type you want to go. This is accuracy rating. This is something for sure want. Attack damage. We attack all the time. We wanted that one too. Increased amount of mana leached and increased chance to inflict ailments on rare and uniques. This whole cluster is something we want. This currently says it's the Heartstopper keystone, but that one is the Heartstopper keystone, so I don't know what this one really is. We will probably skill most of this stuff because this is this cluster here. It's damage with staves, attack speed with staves, crit multi with staves, and the power charge thing. Everything we want, and then we will probably go here, grab a bit of attack speed, and then skill our way down here. This for me looks like a frenzy node. Maybe it's a power charge node. Looks like a frenzy charge. This looks like grid stuff. This could be also useful. This looks like lightning stuff. Could also be useful. There was another one that looked like a charge node. This one, which is close to our crit damage one. Maybe this is just increased duration of charges, damage while we have charges, whatever. This also looks interesting. And maybe we'll skill down here. This is a bow thing. This is probably a shield or something. This is a spear. Everything here we don't want up to here, which is our attack speed per accuracy. We will skill later here any 2. Here's accuracy equal to our crit chance. Maybe life loss gain 0.4 charges per second. That could no, we are energy based. This was probably mana flask. We will go here, increase elemental damage with attacks while any flask is active. Probably this is chance to ignite, freeze, electrocute, shock, everything. Elemental penetration also sound 6. If we go lightning, we will go here. This one is inflict projectile stuff, bleeding stuff, and here we had polymathy, which is something we want too. Jack of all trades could be okay, maybe if we get some strength, but I will probably not skill it, at least later not. If you have high, medium and high decks, and this everything here doesn't look too interesting. Because this is life leech, this is also life leech, this is something with mana, this is several stuff. I don't care about that one. We will probably stop here. This one, Giant Slayer, sounds interesting. And this is Culling Strike threshold. Maybe we support our Siphoning Strike with Culling Strike. Culling Strike will also work differently. Depending on the rarity of the enemy, Culling Strike threshold is higher or lower. meaning higher on normal mobs, lower on bosses and rares. Yeah, this is my plan for Friday. It's now only 4.5 days left. I'm super hyped to play Flicker's Rake again. Hopefully you have a good time, and let me know in the comments what you will play. Goodbye, Dicky out.